it's about to overflow. People getting tired, working for the plan, when the plan ain't working for the common man. Tired of worrying and working my life away, hoping and dreaming tomorrow will be a better day. You can tell me lies, you can tell me the truth, but sooner or later it all comes back to you. 'Cause people getting tired, working for the plan. Plan ain't working for the common man. And I'm tired of worrying and working my life away, hoping and dreaming tomorrow will be a better day.
Welcome to Adventures in Life. I'm Earl Beecher, your host. Our guest is Mike Silba. Mike is a very popular performer up way in, would we call it the northwestern extreme of the United States?
Well, as my brother says, it's not the end of the world, but you can see it from there.
You can see the end of the world from there. Aurora Borealis and the whole bit?
Yeah, they're beautiful up there.
They're beautiful. Mike, you just finished singing for us a song called Common Man.
Mm-hmm.
What was the concept behind that song?
Well, the concept behind that song was just that I think it really applies to almost everybody, how you work hard and you try to make it and, you know, try to survive and get by, and it's just about the common man.
The
you know,
common man with the daily struggle.
Right. Mm-hmm. And how hard it is.
How did you happen to write that?
Just started off with a few lyrics, you know, a few words. That's the way a lot of my songs start, just a very few words. And I thought common man, you know, that'd make a good song, and just started and went from there.
I know that you perform a lot up. We're going to talk about where in a minute when we introduce the next song. But you wrote all of the material that you're performing for us today yourself.
Yeah.
When you perform, do you perform only your own material?
No, we play. I'm in a band called Southern Comfort, and we play a lot of classic rock and stuff. But we throw a few of my songs in here and there.
I can't
when I
resist
can get
this.
them too.
How did you pick a name, Southern Comfort, where you're coming from?
Actually, it kind of goes way back to one night we were playing in a club, and we'd years and years ago, we just got the band together, and the guy said, I got to have a name for an ad by tomorrow. And we didn't really have a name, you know, that was years back. So one of the guys looked at a bottle of Southern Comfort, it was in a club, and said, guess what, we have a name. So that's how, and we've had that name for over 25 years.
For 25 years, you've had the same people
Same
working
band,
together.
same people, yeah.
You're going to play a song for us now that does mention where you're from. What's the title of the song?
No Place Like Alaska.
No Place Like Alaska. You know, I think I haven't met too many people that live there.
Well,
and
you might be lucky.
No. I appreciate your coming all the way down here to do the show with us today in Southern California. This is really great.
It's fun to be here. It's fun to live there because there's not as many people. It's kind of, you know, way out there, and we have beautiful summers, beautiful scenery. But it's nice to come down here. My wife was raised in Arizona. So we come down
so
here.
the family is from Arizona originally.
Yeah. Yeah, so we come down for the month of April every year and spend down here.
Okay.
And we go back home.
Well, I do appreciate your coming in. And now let's pause and hear you play There's No Place Like Alaska.
Thank you.
Well, there's no place on earth just like Alaska. No place that I would rather be, where the mountains and valleys and highways and rivers keep running to the sea. The wonder of this land is not forgotten. People come from everywhere to see. What makes Alaska this great land? The last frontier's the only place for me. And there's no place on earth just like Alaska. No place that I would rather be, where the mountains and valleys and highways and rivers keep running to the sea. Sometimes you have to stop and look around you and see the natural beauty that is here. The northern lights, the glaciers, and the sunsets, the gift from Mother Nature's oh so clear. And there's no place on earth just like Alaska. No place that I would rather be, where the mountains and valleys and highways and rivers keep running to the sea. Yeah, the rivers keep running to the sea.
Mike Silba is our guest, and as he revealed, he's from Alaska. Where in Alaska?
It's a little town called Soldotna, Alaska. It's about 150 miles south of Anchorage on a Kenai Peninsula.
You guys talk in terms of 150 miles like we talk about, you know, from here to San Diego or something, right?
Yeah, it's not very far.
They have pretty good highways up there.
Oh yeah.
And
good
they maintain
highways.
them during the winter, and
Yeah.
so that it's pleasant to be there.
Yeah.
You make it sound really attractive, Mike. You do.
It is. It's real funny because a lot of people think of Alaska, you know, they'll see there was a big news thing about the natives, you know, standing around an ice hole with a whale, you know, and a lot of people think that that's what Alaska is, but it's, you know, it has McDonald's and post offices. And
It's more like
yeah.
the continental U.S. that we
Exactly.
think of.
Mhm.
I see. You're going to sing a song for us now that, well, give me the title again.
It's Don't Mess with the Red, White, and Blue.
Don't Mess with the Red, White, and Blue.
Mhm.
Is it a protest song?
No, it's not a protest song at all. It's I felt compelled after 9/11 to write something. You know, I'd been writing quite a few songs, and I thought I just have to write something. And I just felt like, you know, how America, you know, the U.S. is kind of being the police of the world, and
Self-appointed.
and you know, we didn't go out and start pushing any other country or stuff. It's kind of like they pushed us with 9/11, you know, and that's when I wrote Don't Mess with the Red, White, and Blue.
Let's hear it.
Okay.
Who's the protector of the homeland? Who's watching that every night? Who and why? Here's a battle cry. Who's going off into flight? 1, 2, 3, it's our young men marching to another war. When you stop and think about it, seems like we've been here before. One, two, three, it's our young men marching to another war. precious and you'll see your mate. We try to be an easygoing people, if someone pushes us, it's true. Then they find out what it's all about, to mess with the red, white, and blue. To mess with the red, white, and blue. To mess with the red, white, and blue.
Mike Silba warns us not to mess with the red, white, and blue.
That's right.
Were you in the service?
No, I signed up, but they didn't call me. Then got married and started having kids, and I would have went.
Oh, you got married and had children.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned you had grandchildren.
Mm-hmm.
How old? You said this next song is one that
Yeah,
one of your granddaughters.
My 7-year-old granddaughter asked me to play this one all the time.
And she'll
it's
be
her
especially
favorite
happy
song.
you're doing it on the show.
Yeah.
What's the title?
It's One for Me and You.
One for Me and You.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Mike, well, let's hear you play One for Me and You.
Okay.
What's your granddaughter's name?
Paris.
Paris.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wish that I could sing a song to change the world. We'd sing it loud for every boy and girl, from sea to sea, to every mountainside. We'd sing it out for the innocent who died. We'd sing one for the hungry, living with the pain, one for the homeless, standing in the rain, one for the old folks, for the young ones too, one for the helpless, one for me and you. And I know as time goes by, we can make it if we try. We must keep on reaching to the sky. In the wonder of it all, we must all keep standing tall and make this world a better place to be. We sing one for the hungry, living with the pain, one for the homeless, standing in the rain, one for the old folks, for the young ones too, one for the helpless, and one for me and you. Sing one for the hungry, living with the pain, one for the homeless, standing in the rain, one for the old folks, for the young ones too, one for the helpless, and one for me and you, one for the helpless, and one for me and you.
Days for Me and You?
One for Me and You.
One for Me and You.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the next song has days in the title.
Days
That's
Gone
where I
By.
got the connection. Okay. You know, Mike, that one sounds a little philosophical.
Probably is.
Days gone by, and you're going to, what does it relate to? What would I relate to? What would my viewers relate to?
Well, Days Gone By for me was just kind of, well, the title of the CD's Thinking Back, and Days Gone By is kind of thinking back to the 50s and 60s. You know, my wife tells me that when she lived in Phoenix in the late 50s, that the milkman would just come in the door, put the milk in the refrigerator, and leave. You know, I mean, that was just
you
a common
don't do
everyday
that
thing.
today.
You know? And that was a lot simpler times, and that's kind of what the song's about, just thinking back to simpler times when, even though, you know, I know that there's still a lot of simple places and places you can go, but I think it's just not like it was in the
days
50s
gone
and the days gone by.
All right, let's stop and hear you now.
Okay.
Did you ever want to cruise down the highway to another time? time of simpler ways, simpler days gone by. Those memories will never fade away. Did you ever wish that things hadn't changed so since you were a kid? And watching Superman, Fury, and the stories of a Rin Tin Tin. Those memories will never fade away. Did you ever think that we'd be running round, always in a rush, with freeways, cell phones, internets taking over us? Those memories will never fade away. And did you ever want to turn back the time, to another day? The days of bicycles, popsicles, seeing if a friend can play. Those memories will never fade away. Those memories will never fade away. Those memories will never fade away.
I wonder if we could get a close-up of this, Jim, with a showing Mike's CD here. It's called
Thinking back.
Thinking Back. And with a song like Days Gone By and Like We Used to Be coming up, you spent a little time thinking back about how things used to be.
That's kind of the whole main theme of the CD.
And so Mike sent me this, and this is how we got acquainted. We've known each other for over a year now, and he said, I'll be in Southern California. I said, you've got to come into the studio.
I appreciate it.
So we're very happy to present Mike Silba with Like We Used to Be.
Growing old together, waking next to you, laughing over nothing, just like we always used to do. Heating up some coffee, turning on the news, hoping things are better, just like we always used to do. I'm leaving in the morning to work another day. You're standing in the window. Oh, how I wish that I could stay. Wait to see you smile, hoping you're not busy, just like we always used to do. But late at night, when we're sleeping, there's only you and I. We hope it lasts forever, just like we always used to do, just like we always used to do.
Our guest is Mike Silba, and Mike seems to be hung up in the past a little bit. He
this CD, yeah.
He keeps pointing to this CD and saying to me, well, Earl, it deals with thinking back. And I noticed there's sort of a triple picture of you here, Mike. Can you
Yeah.
explain what it is?
Well, this picture in the center is my wife and I were on our way back from Anchorage in the late 60s, and we both decided to stand on the car and take a picture of each other. And we actually did it with one of those small Polaroids. That's what's kind of blurry in the center a little bit. And then down in this corner, I was playing at a club in the 70s, and I got tired of the smoke after 7 years, so I quit doing that. And this was at one of the county fairs in the 80s, so I got the 60s, 70s, 80s there, and got too fat-balled and wrinkly in the 90s, so I left that off.
At your age, you're complaining about it? Oh, boy. Yeah, my wife asked me, she said, why are these people standing on the car?
Just, you know, we were just married and just out of high school and wanted to do something goofy, you know.
And you're going to perform for us now the title track,
Yeah,
Thinking Back.
yeah. And I wrote this one basically for my wife, Trish. We just celebrated 34 years, so.
Wonderful. Congratulations.
That's kind of rare these days, too.
Yes, it is.
I've been thinking back to the days when we met. You were the one I could never forget. I loved you then and I love you now. Holding on to you with all I know how. Wondering how we have lasted so long when others have failed, yet all of it strong. Why do people treat people the way that they do? No one is perfect, we all know that's true. There's no understanding and no love at all. All of the help will not help you at all. Don't try to fool me by things that you say. The way that you treat me will give it away. Why do people treat people the way that they do? No one is perfect, we all know that's true. There's no understanding and no love at all. All of the help will not help you at all. Don't try to fool me by things that you say. The way that you treat me will give it away. If there's no understanding and no love at all of the help will not help you at all.
Mike, they tell us our time is about running short. I want to thank you for being our guest on Adventures
you
in Life.
for
I
having
really
me.
appreciate
It's a lot
you
of fun.
taking your time to come in. And I want to thank our viewing audience for joining us. And please join us soon again for more Adventures in Life. And we're going to let Mike play for us. This is the kind of show I like, Mike, where I usually just get to sit back and let you perform and do all the work. And you're going to sing for us how many times? How many times what?
Well, it's just kind of a relationship song about how many times have you told somebody you love them, and then sometimes, you know, it seems like you forget those things, and just kind of about relationships.
That's
really.
why you're still happy after 34 years.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
are.
thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for joining us also.
How many times must I tell you I just didn't mean it that way? How many times must I say? How many times must I show you just the way I feel before you believe that my love is real? Oh, and how many times have I told you that you're the only one for me? How many times will it take to make you see? Say, oh, and how many times have I told you that you're the only one for me? How many times will it take to make you see? To make you see. You can tell me lies, you can tell me the truth, but sooner or later, it all comes back to you. 'Cause people getting tired, working for the plan ain't working for the common man. And I'm tired